Also, I want to say thank you to everybody who's made offers for presentations. I've just been overwhelmed with the demand for people to speak because I just have no time, but this is awesome because now I think for the first time, we'll have presentations all the way into January. So this will be pretty cool, yeah. So first off, I need to bring Dave on. Dave, right? I need to Dave. Chris, okay, good. So, Chris, okay, great. So before we get started, we're going to have two initial introductions. Chris is via Pubnub, so he's going to give a brief chat about Cinch, which is awesome. I love Cinch. And then after, we're going to have a quick lightning 1-minute chat on smart contracts from Sergey, who will be coming and presenting on our last of the year, our last presentation of the year, which will be December 15th. We'll be doing an engineering and technical deep dive on smart contracts, which will be awesome. So he's going to give us a 1-minute slide presentation. And first, we're going to have Cinch. Rich from Cinch. Awesome.
Hi. All the days. Thanks for coming. I'm going to keep this really short. I know Dave want to go out and have a drink later on. So I'm from Cinch. I think we paid the beer or something. And we provide a real-time application framework for Android, iOS, and JS. So if you ever need real voice, either to the regular phone network or app-to-app calling, I hope you'll check us out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Cinch. All right. And now we have Sergey. Remember what I said, 1 minute now. All right.
Timing.
Good. Time it.
All right. Hi, everyone. So at Demo, we just launched something called smartcontract.com. And on smartcontract.com, a lot of the stuff you've been hearing about how smart contracts should be, you can do today. So you can actually make a smart contract that takes an external API data feed, executes conditional statements around that API data feed, puts that into the blockchain, and then updates the contract status also in the blockchain to create a blockchain-based record of proven contractual performance. So this is what a smart contract looks like right now. These are the smart terms that are being tracked. Here's all the data that's being tracked for this particular smart contract. And all this is once again reflected in the blockchain. And what we've made in version 0.1 is basically a wizard where you can pull in the data feeds that you want, make conditional statements around them, and create a smart contract that lives in the blockchain. You can find that at smartcontract.com to play around with it now. And on December 15th, we'll be doing a technical deep dive if you folks want to learn more.
And we may do something on the 14th where Sergey will be doing our Google Hackathon Lab and stuff up, right?
Yeah, you guys can always reach me at sergey@smartcontract.com before then, or I'll see you guys then when we do the technical deep dive and the event before.
Awesome. Thank you. So let me introduce our guest because he's so cool and so smart and so awesome. Have anybody gone to GitHub repo Bitcoin.js? Raise your hand if you do it. Oh, do you understand what's going on? No, that's exactly right. It's so hard. When JJ told me about it, what he was doing with Bitcoin.js, I was like, whoa, dude, that's something in the browser, and like really awesome. And he said, well, you know, it's not necessarily. It's not in the browser? It's in Node.js, which is not in the browser. It's server-side browser. Okay. But I still think it's hot because, one, it's actually, again, doing cool things with JavaScript and Bitcoin. I also think that he's done a lot of work on bringing that to life. And I felt that it would be awesome for us to see because all of us are working building stuff in Bitcoin. Many of us also work in JavaScript. So maybe some of the ideas presented here might be useful for your own work. I know we're looking at it as well. Before JJ was at BitPay, you were at Node.js. How do you know about Node.js?
It's the hipster variety.
I know it's the hipster. Come on, yeah. Although but Node.js was awesome. So JJ was one of the first engineers, or
yeah, I was one of the most veteran members when I left.
Wow. Okay. So he's promised me that this deep dive seminar today is going to be intense. It's going to be comprehensive. We're going to be smarter, and
and it's just going to be so good that we're going to leave here new and different. JJ.
What's the password for Wi-Fi?
Pubnub.com. If anybody wants to connect, the network is pubnubg, and the password is pubnub.com, all lowercase.
Did you turn my phone?
No, it's not. I don't know if you're going to work. That work? Yeah. Good. All right. So, that's the last one. So, first of all, just some introduction, not like PubNub, but I work for BitPay, and they're going to call me JJ instead of my mother calls me. So yeah, mostly I work on really low-level Bitcoin stuff, like the Bitcoin protocol stuff. So we at BitPay had this sort of conceptual idea, sort of aiming at this at the time. But we thought, what if we could compile the official Bitcoin implementation as a library instead of executable? And as it happens, one of the core devs libraries of Bitcoin had actually tried that in the past. It's a little bit different. We split it up into multiple libraries depending on what you needed, and use libtool. If you don't know what libtool is, you can have sort of libtool has its own shared library, kind of weird, but that will request out your days. So let me just dive right into what Bitcoin.js is and what we call LiveBitcoin.so. LiveBitcoin.so is the shared object, the shared library that's compiled from Bitcoin.d. So here is the basic architecture. You see Bitcoin.d there, that's the Bitcoin core source code. It's compiled with a library, not an executable one. And it eventually comes to a Bitcoin.so. You can link to it from C++, you can write a body for it in Node.js, and Ruby, and Python, and whatever you want. There are some issues with that, and I'll delve into that later. But so once it's in Bitcoin.so, it's dynamically loaded the system call into Bitcoin.js, which is a Node.js module. So you can access official Bitcoin functions from Node.js. Now, what you do is you can make a wallet, you can make a blockchain wallet, you can make a, if you want to start up a new BitPay, you can have it as a backend, right? It's very, very hard to manage things just with Bitcoin and their RPC calls are horrible and extremely limited. And in the past, I tried to add some more RPC calls, and online core got shut down. So I actually created something called Terminal. And Terminal is a Bitcoin wallet, except it's not an terminal. So it's a completely terminal interface, and originally he used Bitcoin RPC calls. So as you can imagine, it's extremely limited. It's hard to have recipients. You couldn't delete recipients. You couldn't delete your addresses. You had barely any control, but it works. Sort of. And at that point, I wish so much for something better. That's when I discovered Fedora that means Bitcoin. And you may remember Fedora that means the first person to make the proof of concept that you could steal a private key from a server using hardware keys.
I actually worked with Fedora at LinkedIn. So I was very familiar with this code. And I mean, I even maintained this code for 2 years. And so yeah, I discovered Bitcoin, and I loved it immediately. I was so behind his coding style, and I like Bitcoin too, but Bitcoin sort of came closer. We didn't have BIP37 implementation. Now, BIP37 means you don't get download the entire blockchain, make a wall, essentially. Bitcoin.js is that if you go wallets on your phone, on your iPhone, you have a red wallet, and your Android device, you have an iOS wallet. That's BIP37. So you don't have to download the entire blockchain on your device. So I thought, great, this is fantastic. And finally, a real wallet that doesn't have to download the entire blockchain. But there was one thing missing. I wanted to make a blockchain explorer that was part of it. And not just a blockchain explorer that makes some HTTP request to blockchain.info. I wanted a totally local blockchain explorer. And so this idea we had BitPay, Bitcoin.js, and Bitcoin.js sort of sprang from an obsession of my own that I had been working on for a long time. So not only is a primary benefit to the entire blockchain of this, there are also many benefits to having an official Bitcoin implementation on the disk. One, you have to make it. I would love to say that all the alternative Bitcoin implementations I've worked on are bug to bug compatible with the official implementation, because you know what else has bugs. If you ever looked at Bitcoin Talk or the mailing list, you know that the official implementation bugs. And that's the protocol. You know, whether you like it or not, that you have to implement those bugs, even those bugs, right? So that's another benefit of using the official implementation. I would love to say all of our alternative implementations are perfect. But deep down I know that they are not the official protocol because they don't implement the correct bugs. One great example of this is Peter Todd's SIG-hash symbol. And I don't know. Would anyone tell me what's wrong with this piece of code? Right here. Everybody else familiar with it. It's in the main. You notice there's an error between them. You ask them a script code, which is sure say, and then a transaction object, the number of the input, and then a hash type. And if everything goes okay, you get a hash type. If everything doesn't go okay, you get kind of errors, you have blah, blah, blah. But return the 1. And that 1 is actually an error code. Now, you see the return value is a unit. So that 1 is passed to a unit 256. So Bitcoin fix is a hash. And instead of handling it as an error, it actually makes it to a real hash. So it doesn't deal with error. There's no error. So there's a huge problem. But for better or for worse, it's part of the problem. So my main explanation here is you need to make things bug for bug compatible. And if you don't have a format, you end up forking the blockchain, you end up accepting blocks that are not meant to be accepted. You can't validate the properly, you can't validate the wrong truth, this and that. So if you implement an alternative implementation, even if the crypto works, even if you know beyond a doubt, if you implement a project whatever specification you got on Bitcoin, you get wrong. So as much as I hate to say, you need the official implementation, it
either doing something, running a major at that state, or complicated at that state, or a lot of money at that state. You want to use the official application. Before this, you can only use Bitcoin.js, which again is severely limited. So this is what Bitcoin.js looks like when the Bitcoin.so is compiled. You can link to it from a C++ binding in Node.js. Now this is not specific to Node.js. You can do this in Ruby, Lua, Python, anything you want. Anything you're familiar with, you can link to the Bitcoin.so and you can make a binding for that language. And you can start calling official functions with Python, or Ruby, and in this case, JavaScript. So what's happening here is you require Bitcoin.js. And once it opens, it's actually wrong. Once it opens, you can do Bitcoin unblock. And you can watch the blocks. As soon as it's open, the blockchain just shuts down. It literally is Bitcoin. And it just downloads the blockchain, you watch all the blocks, and 500 at a time. You can see every transaction, you can see the addresses. So the C blocks and the C transactions, these are the things, the classes of blocks and transactions in the Bitcoin. So they convert to JavaScript context. So that's very, very useful. I think this is sort of kind of a slide. So I would like to show you a demonstration. We're going to test out possibly. First of all, let's start out Bitcoin, which now uses Bitcoin.js as a backend. When you see this wallet, you are actually seeing the official Bitcoin in the same process as Node.js. So let's start that up. I'm just doing debug because I want to use testing. Because it is still there. You can see some of the work. So we do debug, Bitcoin, backend, Bitcoin.js. Now it's across the blockchain, much like Bitcoin does. And now let's see. I have one here. And as you can see down there, there's the blockchain status. Now all I have to do. Excuse me? Yeah, this is the front corner of the wall I was speaking about. And you use Bitcoin.js. And so those are the keys and transactions. The total balance. So let's go to a testnet faucet and put our address in. And let's see if I can figure out this concept. Okay, I figured that out. I think that's all. Okay, successfully sent. So now we will see that transaction. Here it is right now. So we see our transaction, 0 confirmations. Assuming within maybe 5 minutes, that will get confirmed. But to prove to you that this wallet actually works, I'm going to open up and where it says test that wallet on my phone. So this is I'm sorry, it's hard for you to see, but this is an Android test that wallet. And it's on my phone. And in TermCoin right now, you can actually scan QR codes. It's really cool. It only works on Linux. I'm sorry if you use other sites to go on I actually I'm nice to us. So if you see here, you can actually scan the QR code But since I'm using this in the end, I'm going to have to do it on my main machine. So I will function it. So if you were using term one, and you would just keep your Bitcoin at this point. So now that we have our testnet address for our account, you can go say pay to this address, and let's so if you didn't hear that, that was the sound of money being put into my testnet wall. So actually, I don't know. But now you can actually see that there. So I have now 0.0125 testnet coins. This testnet transaction is from here. Now, the other thing you'll notice on the screen is the one category explorer. That is the blockchain explorer. And it is totally local. It's under local disk. It uses Bitcoin functions to get the blocks, to get the transactions, this and that. So this it automatically shows the latest block, not necessarily the latest block in history, only the latest block in down. So right now we're looking at the latest block. We can go down and see all the transactions, see all the headers, and we get to we can look at all the transactions and select them. So let's look at okay. So now we see this transaction. Now, the problem with this in Bitcoin is if you want to use this for blockchain explorer, the problem is Bitcoin when it stores the blockchain as well, as I'm sure many of you are familiar. Usually using prefix is key value store, using prefix, and Bitcoin uses B, and then the block hash T, and then the transaction ID. But there's no A. It stores some other metadata. But there's no pay. And what I mean by that is it doesn't keep track of what transactions pertain to which items. So on blockchain.info, right, you want to look at an address and see exactly what transaction is done. The only way to do this on the entire blockchain, over 300,000 blocks, obviously that would take a long time. The other way to do it is to maintain your own index. Or, I'm kind of tempted to do this, to write to Bitcoin blockchain level yourself and add keys to it. You could do that in theory, and it hopefully wouldn't break. Yeah, I mean, you look at, all right, so let's pick an address here. So it's like right now. We noticed it took a while to load it. That's because I'm only looking at the last 20,000 blocks. And the last 20,000 blocks is a couple blocks, maybe 8. So we see the transaction, we just know that. But right now it's not scanning the entire block. That would take a long time, and ideally you capture it, but you still don't want to wait there for 10 minutes. A lot of things, right? So there are solutions that may be implemented in Bitcoin.js. So now that you've seen a demonstration of that, when I originally forked Bitcoin to make it into the Bitcoin.js, to make it into the library, I tried
change as little as possible. I try to make it as digestible as possible for the core Bitcoin devs to accept, so that when you compile Bitcoin, you can optionally make it a library. And that's what I did. And I submitted it as a pull request. And there was lots of controversy and a lot of debate about it. This is my pull request. It explains how you can use it. It's just a simple C++ program, obviously not going to use it. But after all of that, it was close. And it used to be all 2 data in. That's it. The main point of that thing here was that the Bitcoin developers didn't want to develop Bitcoin as a library. Because the Bitcoin is a program, right? It changes internally all the time. It changes for functions and classes you can have. And so they said, we don't want to develop this as a library because we have to change it. And I said, you know what, we need that so that I need you can compile this as a library. And when I originally made the Bitcoin, so my 4th Bitcoin version 0.9.0 code from 8 months ago. And when I made Bitcoin, .js and add all the functions there that you could access to JavaScript. And yeah, I just want to reiterate so one is totally JavaScript. It doesn't make that cheap. It's only Bitcoin. So I said, you know what? Just leave the code changes up to the mining developers. You don't even have to care that it's just a library. I changed 8 months worth of code. 8 months of change to get things working again. And it took an afternoon. You know, it didn't really matter. You guys don't have to develop this as a library, but it just, you know, the Bitcoin pull requests, sometimes half of the message gets through, sometimes a third of the message gets through. Very hard. I only had 2 or 3 Bitcoin core devs on my side on this. The Blabber, you know, obviously the same time. Because he had made a library before that. And my good friend Jeff also sympathized with me and ready for it. And but eventually it was done. So BitPay, we are maintaining our own form of Bitcoin, which allows you to compile it as a library. Now, starting point was just a proof of concept. It was to prove that I could make a wallet and a local blockchain explorer out of the real Bitcoin code. Our ultimate goal at BitPay is to make Bitcoin.js the backend for our blockchain explorer Insight. We have used Insight. You should check it out. We will or Insight Labs. And it's a really good blockchain explorer. But right now, we maintain our own, you know, debts for addresses and transactions, control meetings and that. And we want to use the official implementations to work guaranteed have the right blockchain. So that's the ultimate goal. We have a lot of projects. We have Bitcoin, we have BitPay. But then we have Insight. And you can run Bitcoin, you can run BitPay, and you can run Insight all on your own machine. It's yours, it's nobody else's. And that's the whole point of Bitcoin, right? It's just, it's peer-to-peer, you know, there's no centralized place. Exactly. You can run it yourself anyway. And that's the whole point. So that's the ideal for Bitcoin.js. And yeah, so that's our ultimate goal. And yeah, the forward plus that was for legal banking. And it was just, there was a lot of debate and controversy over this when I made this pull request. It was really rough, and my arguments to go through. But you know, it should be possible
binding a maintainer for whatever language to maintain and deal with those individuals. The other problem you might run into while using a Bitcoin.js library is some languages, Node.js uses C++ for its binding. Other languages use C. Ruby uses C for binding, right? Ruby binding is C. Okay, yes, okay. Okay, yeah, so you're writing Ruby modules in C. So that presents a problem because Bitcoin is written in C++. And C++ is an old formal language that was originally just a preprocessor that compiled C. And obviously in C, you can have two functions with the same name. And in C++, you can't use classes. So the name goes to the name, goes to the class, to make it all work. So in order to write a binding for say Ruby, using the Bitcoin do that. So you then have to write server pattern. You write it in C++ and wrap all the functions you use from the official Bitcoin do that. And once you do that, you can wrap it in an entire block, external quote C close quote. And that basically tells the compiler not to enable these names, so that you can use them from C. I personally have that started on this wrapper, which I think would be great, because then every language that uses the C binding will use this. But I had started on it. Somebody else can start on it. I plan to start on it. It's all up in the air now. So you can go any direction. I really hope to see people using this as Linux development. I hope to see them use this to make a Python ball or a blockchain or a backend system server. But for C binding, you may have to write that first. And someone's going to do it. It's not me. I hope it's someone else. Again, and that's one result. So I did. Right now it's all here. You can go anywhere. And so does anyone have any questions? I may not have things. Sorry.
Good question for you.
Yes.
C++ talks about the category image and do you have any insight into how active they are doing that?
Right. Well, Jeff Garza told me that they are moving the script out into its own library. Because script is the source of most of the bugs in Bitcoin. And yeah, so that way, any language that uses script implementation. That's totally accurate. Alternative implementations don't have it. That's all I've heard so far is they want to use script implementation. And I think that's a great idea. But my library is the entire thing. So if there are any bugs in Bitcoin, you get it to you get the real Bitcoin bug. Yes? Yes. Good question. Yes. While there is a overhead in Node.js, when we make a Node.js binding in C++, machine code, there's overhead to doing that in Node.js. It can also be for Node.js. And there's overhead to talking to what we call C++ in Node.js. There's overhead for that. But I think what far outweighs that is the ability to use the official code. In Bitcoin.js, all blocking functions in Bitcoin are database. So it is going to be faster than alternative implementation. It's going to be faster than something written in JavaScript because all crypto is there, and it's consumer plus, and it's machine code. So it probably is going to be faster. Yes, RPC calls too. With RPC calls, you have to make JSON, HTTP, and that's a lot of I/O, and you have to talk to the second server. It's long. But yeah, it would be much less for that because it's in the same process. And
Are there any factors like executive
it's a whole Node.js style. So as you saw on like last slide, isn't it? Like you use Bitcoin, and that's when you know the blockchain started. And then you use Bitcoin on block, Bitcoin on transaction, see all the transactions, see all the blocks, see all the peers plan. Let's say you want to send a transaction. There are two ways to do that. One is to build the transaction itself. You can set the outputs in just raw script and you not pay. And Bitcoin.js can automatically build the available inputs, the available outputs you have, and make that transaction for you. The other way is to call a function that you simply address and the mountain and example, it goes up. Sorry, what was the question? Right, yeah, so yeah, it is all callback based. It is all asynchronous, and it's connected for where I start appropriate and whatnot. So both of those transaction functions that I just mentioned are asynchronous. You have to send a callback, and you get a callback once the transaction is broadcasted and acknowledged by you. Yeah, any more questions? Yes.
My question is that there's some difficulty in fetching arbitrary, using Bitcoin to fetching arbitrary transactions or something.
That is true. In the RPC, this is one of the limits of Bitcoin RPC. With Bitcoin RPC, you can only get transactions that are part of your wallet. They live in your wallet, they pertain to you. So you cannot get any arbitrary transaction. It was just returned. I tried doing it. I tried changing the RPC call, compiling Bitcoin again, and it just gives you back when it's transaction. So, go to Bitcoin.js and go to Bitcoin.js, so you can call get a transaction, and it will read the blockchain, get any arbitrary transaction. So there is a problem with that. You're right. There is a problem with RPC calls. You can't get any arbitrary transaction. But with the Bitcoin.js, so the line network, you can get any transaction, any block. So, and it also goes to every transaction on the block to read some inputs to try to figure out the address and things like that. That costs some IO right now. It's done synchronously, that one. And I'm looking at doing that asynchronous for you. So it's a block yeah. Whenever a law comes up, there's always the cry for a security audit on the code. The bottom line is, I don't know yet, but I think you may have less vulnerabilities. Because literally all it is just some backward around the official code. The main vulnerability I would see is when you encrypt the wallet. By passing a password, right? Your JavaScript, Python, whatever. But if you do it from JavaScript, hash rate stays in memory in regards to that. Even that is still in memory, it's not zero, right? So the correct way to do it would be to pass in a buffer and then zero it once you're done. So that's one vulnerability I see, is that there's always a zero strength. There's only a 3 and 0 strength without it. So that hash rate will stay in memory. And if there's any rogue process out there that's running as root, it could be like 200, it could be faster. That's one vulnerability I see. And I'm going to fix that future to receive buffers, and then I'll make zero buffer afterwards, because buffers are allocated outside the key. And, yeah, that way it would be most good. So there are potentially some vulnerabilities, but at the same time, I like to think that there are less, because it's easier to control and not alternative implementation.
Something that's still serious. So are there certain things or
Pretty much everything is asynchronous. The one thing I mentioned is not asynchronous right now, because it goes through every transaction in a block, and yeah, because when you want to block the transactions, you want to get the previous outputs, the inputs, right? So you have to look at the transaction ID and the previous transaction and index that previous output. Get that transaction and then put the previous output in the input. That's the only way it's useful, right? So it does that, and right now it does it in sequence. I do have code written that has been tested that will do it asynchronously in the future.
So what's the
Yeah, well, pretty much everything else is completely asynchronous and all that, but it's, I can't look at anything else that's not asynchronous.
What would be the event of using this versus Insight?
Well, Insight is a lot.
Well, it's all the blockchain.
Really useful. Well, like I said, it's what happened with the actual blockchain, the actual protocol. There's no chance that you can fork the blockchain accidentally by accepting a block that shouldn't be accepted. So, and it's just, it stays in the same process. You don't need to have a process over here writing well. It's just, it's a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. So there are major benefits to it, whether you get a blockchain or like I said, back end using yeah.
It's a good question.
I don't know if I'm not sure about that. There's no one probably considered one. Well, that's cool. Better road. And they, you know, they were in findings for different languages and that. Well, how about I go into that? That sounds cool. It's a lot. Absolutely. I don't know that question. Yeah. Question. Yes. You could actually, because living on so is different. So you could set up an RPC server if you want. You could set up the I actually have the option. When you instantiate, I'll go to the salt. just to show you the options. So when you instantiate Bitcoin with Bitcoin.js, you get an option. You can say, I want to test that, or you can do an option called RPC. And it will set up an RPC for you, RPC server for you. And you can also get a data server. And the data server, you know, Bitcoin tells you what directory to download blockchain, which is Bitcoin.com and whatnot. So you can actually have multiple instances of Bitcoin.js or Bitcoin.so, or whatever. You can have multiple instances of that, but just having a different price. And obviously, that'll get pretty big if you have like 5 with, say, blockchain or but yes, you can start on this. You can get it though, it's not, and it will have a full RPC server. Yes, yes, absolutely. Because I wanted to change Bitcoin as little as possible. I only wanted to change the build. I wanted to take the main function out, put it in its own file, and just expose a few functions that should be exposed, or make a function in class instead of private component, so that the programs are Bitcoin.js and actually useful. So I had some up around anything else. I didn't touch the RPC stuff. So the RPC stuff is I'm not sure. I mean, the main argument against it was they didn't want to design our document. Right? They didn't want to make it stable. They wanted to be able to change everything, at the drop of a hat. And that was great in binding it with BitCoin.js. And they didn't want to do that. And it's funny, so overall, that look, we actually binding it. We'll do it, and we must do it to enact it. And I don't know if the message got through or not. But the conversation sort of ended after a few weeks. Both of us closed. Maybe the conversation will start again. I don't think there's anything else we can do to make Bitcoin.so more beneficial, like Bitcoin does. And it really is. You can ignore it if you're working on Bitcoin. It's just another computer option. So you don't even have to pay attention to it. It's a separate file. You can just ignore it, and it doesn't exist, and it really won't matter. Because the bottom developers, the person who writes the C wrapper, they can all update it themselves. That's their job. So you don't have to worry about making the functions library or library. We'll see where it goes, right? We're going to maintain the form of it. You need to learn something. And maybe in some time, the conversation will start up again. Are you looking to work on the repo? On the project? Always. Let's talk about it. I would love to do plus, I love people to write. First of all, I love people to write findings rather than like I think that would be fantastic. And is there another question? That's it. Yeah, that's it.
doing right now. Say bye to the people.
Everyone wave. Thanks, everyone.
I suppose